Hey guys, it's Brandon, aka B.Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend. Happy Wednesday, y'all! There's no hot topics today. The only thing that's hot is me and my review of the Essence Fest. So, you know what to do. Grab your tea, grab your beverage. Let go! Beauty Besties, happy hump day to you, sugar. How you doing out there? Most importantly, how has the week been? I know it might have been a short week so far for some of y'all, but you still gotta check in. But let's talk about the weekend. But before we do that, how was your 4th of July? Or as I like to say, your 14 days after Juneteenth, or putting raisins in the potato salad kind of day? How was that day for you? I had an amazing long holiday weekend. You know, ironically enough, I was actually supposed to be off for the 4th of July weekend, and I just had nothing but rest and relaxation in my future until I got a call on a Tuesday that I need to catch a flight on a Thursday to go to Essence to do makeup for Disney and in their glam room and do glam private appointments. Ooh, don't tip me with a good time. So baby, I caught a flight on Thursday and headed down to New Orleans for Essence Fest. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something for y'all, for those that may not know. I hope y'all got your tea because this is nothing but story time today, child. I went to New Orleans for my first 30th. And so, you know, I'm now in my early to mid-late 30s. I don't mind sharing that with you all. I'm very proud to be in my early to mid-late 30s. So I went to New Orleans to celebrate my first 30th. And in my first 30th, I had a ball in New Orleans, my friends, but I have not been back to New Orleans in a very long time. How long to be exact? The distance and the time between my first 30th to now me being in my early to mid-late 30s. So y'all do the math. With that being said, I got to New Orleans and the nostalgia of it all came wafting back to me. I spent my first day. I went to work out in the gym because I knew that while I was going to be in New Orleans, I was going to be eating some good food. I had some charbroiled oysters the first day, and I rested. I rested because I was already tired, and I had a 7 a.m. wake-up call on Friday. So fast forward Friday, got my 3-day all-access pass to Essence. Friday, the car picks me up and whisks me away to a hotel. Now, mind you, I was already told who my first private appointment was going to be. Let me go ahead and take this sip. It was Jennifer Lewis. The mother of Black Hollywood. Jennifer motherfucking Lewis. So I get to the hotel. I meet the person downstairs for the contact. We go up to the room. She has a gorgeous suite. I set up. I go. She comes out in her robe, her face freshly moisturized, her gorgeous afro puff on her top of her head. And she says, "Good morning, everyone." Ooh, nice and raspy. Hey, Miss Lewis. So I'm over here trying to hold myself together. Now, I'm just go ahead and put a disclaimer. I've worked with many celebrities, and I've worked around the world. But I am a Jennifer Lewis fan because she has been a part of my entertainment culture since I was a child. From The Preacher's Wife to What's Love Got to Do with It. Like, Jennifer Lewis is the mother of Black Hollywood for me. Jackie's Back, Dirty Laundry. I can go on and on and on. So in my mind, I wasn't nervous. I was anxious because there's a difference. But in my mind, I was hoping that the woman who I admired from afar lived up to it. And I'm going to tell you something. One of the things she said to me, she says, "Motherfucker, please tell me you know what you're doing." And I said, "Well, I like to think I do, Miss Lewis." She goes, "I'm just fucking with you." She goes, "I could tell you know what you're doing. You always know when people know what they're doing by the way they walk, and you walk like you're professional." Well, thank you, Miss Lewis. You ready to get started? Let me go wash my hands first. And in that moment, I knew today was going to be a good day with Jennifer Lewis. And when I tell you I did her makeup, she had me laughing. She was, getting into her own zone. She was telling stories. She was just so captivating. And the fact that I got a chance to spend the majority of the day with her, once we got done with makeup, we then had to go to the venue. I had my own car. She went in her own car. Disney had her come to sing one of the songs from Princess and the Frog, because they're releasing a new ride. And so it was a very intimate venue. What I found out was that the venue was one of the first jazz clubs in New Orleans where like Louis Armstrong would play. So it was very historic. It was hot. It was very historic. It was muggy, but it was very historic. So we go, we get her settled, she performs. I'm gonna just throw up a little clip right here. Listen, let me be quiet so y'all can just listen to the majesty of her. So good, so captivating. And then afterwards, she took group photos with people because she's still very COVID aware, like we all should be. I got my photo with her. She gave interviews. And I had a moment, y'all, and I'm gonna wrap this one up. I had a moment where I sat in the corner as she was doing these interviews with different press junkets. And you know she's a legend because she's one of those rarities, those rare gems that can sing and act and dance, because when she was growing up, she had to. But when she tells a story, not only does it have you in pieces, she's weaving in a word of purpose. And it gave me chills to be able to sit in that moment. I knew I was working with a legend, but in that moment, I was in awe and I was absorbing that legend in that moment. And that was my experience working with Jennifer Lewis. Now, as I'm wrapping up working with Jennifer Lewis, because this gets even better, let me take another sip. My car is ready to leave because it needs to now take me to the convention center. And so one of the people working with Disney asked if I can have Miss Stella Chase ride in the car with me. And so I was like, I need to go back to the hotel. I have not eaten, like all of these things. They were like, well, if you want, it might be worth having her ride with you because she owns a restaurant. I was like, oh, perfect. I can grab something to go from her restaurant and then we can go. I said, well, I will be ready in a few minutes if she doesn't mind waiting. They were like, she doesn't mind waiting. And the guy pulls me in close and he goes, Brandon. He was like, she's a good one. Her mother is the reason why The Princess and the Frog was created. Her mother is the legend Leah Chase. I said, oh, my car's right over there. She can ride with me. And I'm going to tell you, I got a chance again to move from one legend to another New Orleans historic legend. Miss Stella Chase, Dookie Chase restaurant is iconic. It was one of the safe havens during the civil rights era. Her mother cooked for the presidents. And she gave me oral history, Miss Stella Chase did, of the restaurant. She walked me through and she fed me. Now, y'all know your beauty best friend likes to eat. And so the easiest way to my heart is through my stomach, but the most enriching moment was the fact that I got an oral history of her family restaurant, and the food was good. And I got a chance to meet Miss Stella Chase herself. And that was my first half. Then I head on over to the convention center, child, and I get set in the glam room. In the glam room, it was a nice, robust team of us. It was like, I want to say maybe off the top of my head, about 8 of us. So I get in, I set up, and one of the head key makeup artists, her name is Dee Kelly. Shout out to Dee Kelly. Love me some Dee Kelly. Dee Kelly was talking to someone. One of the hairstylists, Mike, was talking to someone, and another makeup artist, Picasso, they were talking to this one woman who had this gorgeous neon yellow highlighter scarf wrapped around her, baseball cap on, and a mask, because we were in the glam room. We had to wear masks, right? Because we were being safe. So they're having conversations. They're kikiing with her. Like, you could tell there's history there. They're girlfriends and such, right? So I'm over here conversing with the rest of the glam squad. Now, this woman that's wrapped up in this scarf is on her way out. She stops to talk to the rest of us. And I said to her, I love this scarf on you. She goes, ooh, tell me more, tell me more. I said, I love this color against your skin. She goes, ooh, tell me more. She takes her mask off and says, thank you. I said, by the way, my name is Brandon. What's yours? She goes, oh, I'm Oni. I said, oh, nice. I said, O-N-I? She goes, no, O-N-E. I said, oh, fantastic. I said, wait a minute. Has anybody ever told you kind of look like Omarosa? She goes, oh my God, I love that bitch. And she runs out the room. The rest of the room snickers, chuckles, and laughs. And I'm like, what? What happened? They were like, Brandon, that was Omarosa. Lies you tell. Y'all had me pull a whole blonde girl moment, blondie as the sun. Why nobody told me that was Omarosa? Child, I had met Omarosa and did not even know it. Fast forward, she came back into the room later on after she changed, and I got a chance to say to her, oh my God, I did not realize you're Omarosa. Love you, love everything about you, and she was so sweet throughout the entire weekend. We kept seeing her. She was so sweet, so endearing. She even took this group photo of us and jumped into a boomerang. But I tell you, I got me some love for Omarosa. Whew! Now, where am I in the story? Fast forward, we set up, we do glam that day. I go down to the convention floor. I got a chance to see my Estee Lauder family. They had a whole nice booth there. And Essence is nice. Tons of vendors, lots of the power of Black people. And baby, when I tell you, when I got on that flight to go to New Orleans and got down to that baggage claim, the airport was a fool, honey, but I saw all the sea of Black people. I saw all the sea of Black excellence, and the same thing happened on the convention floor. And in the rainbow coalition of us Blackness, I saw everything, and I saw lots of fashions. Fashions. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So it was just great. So I got a chance to explore the convention floor, and then I had tickets for the concert that night. The first night, it was Wyclef Jean. It was Nicki Minaj was the headliner that night. Machel Montana, who's a soca artist. So by the time we got there, Machel Montana was on the stage. We get to our seats on the floor, because your beauty best friend, we have 4 seats, y'all. Shout out to Disney. And I see this woman who's in seat 1, and then there were our seats, and then there were people on the other side, like towards the end. And I look down, and I'm like, I think we have seat 1. And I said, wait a minute, you look like Melody Holt. I said, are you Melody Holt? She goes, I am. I said, well, hey, Mel. Y'all know how much I love me some Love and Marriage Huntsville. Baby, y'all see the photo? She looked great. She was so sweet. And I end up sitting next to Melody Holt, damn near, while the first night. Now, I'm going to tell you, enjoyed Machel Montana, enjoyed Wyclef. He played the guitar with his mouth. Y'all tells me Wyclef knows what to do with his mouth, child, but I digress. But what gagged us all, was when Lauren, I was looking down on my phone, and Wyclef started playing Killing Me Softly, and I thought it was his background singer singing it, and everyone went ape shit. We heard, ah! And up comes Lauryn Hill from the back. And she's singing the first chord. She's singing the first verse. Now, I don't know why Lauren insists upon going out the house wearing all 8 layers of clothing, like she has to be caught in a winter blizzard, and she needs to then strip out of clothes to transfer to and transition into some kind of summer paradise. But aside from her making us look hot by looking at her, she sounded amazing. She was engaging. She was lively. She had fun on stage. I have never ever seen Lauryn Hill in my life in person. And I think I shall not buy a solo ticket to see her, because we know she don't show up on time. But the fact that no one knew she was coming, and the fact that she showed up on time for a Wyclef set, was all that was needed for me. And let me take another sip out of my Cafe Du Monde mug. Y'all catch the placement for New Orleans. That was Lauryn Hill. And that, my dear, was my first night. And when I say my first night, y'all notice I didn't talk about Nicki Minaj, right? Because she was late, and I was not sticking around for her, because on Saturday I had a 7 a.m. call time, and I was like, I'm not that invested in Nicki. And lo and behold, apparently Hulu was streaming these performances, and I guess something happened with Nicki and Hulu, and so Nicki at the last minute pulled out on Hulu streaming, and it just caused a ruckus. Not to mention, I saw the clips. Baby, when I tell you Nicki got on that stage, on that ground, and she looked pregnant. I don't know if she is, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Multiple people told me that she looked pregnant, and they're thinking she's pregnant, but she barely could twerk, she barely could move, and so I am glad I did not waste my bedtime hours to watch her. But Saturday was a nice calm day of glam, did some makeup. I was most excited though for the concert that night, because baby, Miss Janet Jackson herself, Demita Joe, was the headliner. And so the way it read was Janet Jackson with a special tribute to Patti LaBelle, Jasmine Sullivan, D Nice and Friends, and Summer Walker. Now, I'm going to tell you something. We got to the concert. We didn't have 4 seats that night, but we still had really good seats. Everybody was so excited to see Summer Walker. I've never heard of her. I've heard of her. I've never listened to her music. So I did not know one song. But I'm going to tell you something. Summer needs to be renamed to Fall, because it was a cold and dry performance. When I tell you, and everybody keeps saying she has social anxiety, she gets, stage fright, well then do not book her in a Superdome. Stick her at the Apollo Theater or in somebody's closet and have her to sing to 5 people. Because if you're going to be on stage at the Superdome, Miss Ma'am, I'm going to need you to wear a us out. And she just looked great. I felt like Aretha Franklin. Beautiful gowns, great gowns. So fast forward, D Nice and Friends. Baby Call Thomas sounded amazing. Drew Hill came out. Tell me what you want. Yes. And they brought out Jazz to sing Beauty for the 25th anniversary. Y'all know we haven't seen Jazz in the month of Sundays times 20 decades. So therefore, it was a great joy. And they sounded amazing. I also don't understand why Drew Hill is a group of 8 when they used to be a group of 5 at one point. Like, where did these 3 additional people come from? But Cisco sounded amazing. Kudos to Cisco for still having enough hair to be able to continue to dye blonde. But the person I was looking forward to seeing out of D Nice and Friends was El DeBarge and Stephanie Mills. Miss Stephanie Mills came out sauteing with her gown on, her little satin dress, and her overcoat and her hair up. She gave us an extended mix of Never Knew Love Like This Before. She was dancing and feeling it, and she sang that and one other song and left. Cricket. Excuse me, Stephanie Mills, where is home? Out of those 2 songs, one of those songs need to be home. Honey, when we didn't come here just to see you sing 2 songs and not home. Home is where everybody wants to be. When I think of a place, I think of a resting place with friends overflowing or whatever the lyrics are. I wanted to hear home. We did not get home. But El DeBarge came out and he played the piano so effortlessly. He sounded amazing. He looked good. He sang 2 songs and rumor had it, quiet as it's kept, low key, high key, off key, and every key in between. He was supposed to sing Rhythm of the Night, but because Stephanie Mills sang her extended 12-inch version of Never Knew Love Like This Before, it cut into El DeBarge's set. And then it was the main course for me. Jasmine Sullivan came out. Mama looked good. By the way, color blocking with magenta and orange is a thing this season, and everybody was wearing it at Essence. Miss Mama sounded amazing. When I tell you the only song I was missing, first of all, she ate Pick Up My Feelings or Pick Up Your Feelings. Just Pick Up the Feelings, child. She ate it. But the only song I wanted to hear, and I know it wasn't a Jasmine Sullivan concert, was I Need to Hear In Love With Another Man. But she wore us out, and she got us hot and ready for Miss Patty. Now, just a side note, the way this was billed on the marquee was Janet Jackson with a special tribute to Patti LaBelle. I thought Janet was going to whisper us some Patti LaBelle songs. Right kind of love, so not to need another. Or give us a little Lady Marmalade. I didn't realize that until literally the day of, that the special tribute to Patti LaBelle was Patti LaBelle giving a tribute to herself. And I was okay with it. Patti came out in this red, this fire engine red, and this blonde hair, and Miss Mama looked good. Patti looked great. You know Patti was in good mood. Let me tell you why. Patti had an interlude where she played Snoop Dogg's Da 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 Da. It's the motherfucking D-O-double-G. She did that and Patti started to crip walk. Baby, when I tell you my soul left my body for 0.3 seconds and regained myself, Patti was crip walking, Patti was hollering, Patti was screaming, Patti sang her face off, and she finished with Lady Marmalade, and with Lady Marmalade, she brought Debbie Allen. Ha-ha! Debbie Allen on stage with her dancers, and Debbie even got down on the ground to brace herself and do a little twerk. That's how I knew it was going to be a good night. And once Miss Patty got off stage, we got ready for Demeter Joe, and baby, I have to take a sip. I don't know what Hogwarts magic Janet Jackson has at her disposal, but Miss Mama was snatched. Because if I can recall correctly, just a good 2 months ago, Miss Mama was a little bit fuller in the figure, and that's fine too, because we like Janet at all sizes. But Miss Mama was snatched. The neck was covered, so all we saw was mug. The face was painted, boots down, gag, purr, ah. Miss Mama looked great. And she sounded amazing, and Janet danced her ass off for over an hour. So much so that when we got ready to leave the concert, we thought Janet was on her last song, and we didn't want to get caught up in all the traffic. When we finally got to our hotel 20 minutes later, Janet was just wrapping up the performance. We missed, and she did a whole outfit change. I guess she got tired and got hot in that little embellished jumpsuit, but Janet ate it. Janet ate that performance. And so we got back to our hotel. We were tired, but we were a little jazzed and a little pumped. And we said, you know what, our hotel bar is closed, but we're staying right next to the Four Seasons. Let's go to the Four Seasons and have a quick little nightcap and a little drink. We're walking up, and Dee Dee, who I didn't tell y'all this, is also Patty's makeup artist when Patty is on the road touring. We're walking up, and we hear sirens in the background. I heard sirens, but I didn't put two and two together. I just thought it was New Orleans. Sirens happens all the time, honey. It's New Orleans, right? So Dee Dee goes, hold on 1 second before we go in. And as soon as she said that, 3 SUVs pulled up, and in one of the SUVs directly in front of me was Patti LaBelle. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. Gagged. So Patty comes out the car. Dee Dee's talking to Patty. Patty's entourage is coming out, and it was myself and Dee Dee and 2 other makeup artists. And I looked at the makeup artist Tony, and I said to him, I said, if Patty stands next to me, I need you to take photos as I talk to her. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, Beauty Besties, but aside from Whitney Houston, it's Patti LaBelle, and they go neck and neck. It's Whitney reigns just because she's no longer with us. I've loved Patty since I was 10 years old. My mother took me to my first Patti LaBelle concert in Atlanta. My daddy took me to my first Patti LaBelle concert in LA at the Hollywood Bowl. I have been on this woman's book tour. I've gotten books signed. I've seen her many times backstage, and every time I'm like a kid, and I can never get out my words. So in this moment, Patty starts walking towards me, and I'm like, oh my God, Brandon, what are you about to do? What are you about to say? Hold it together. Do you want to give this woman your life story and tell her how much you love her? Or do you want to seem cool and calm and collected because you look so fabulous in this outfit? I didn't know what to do. So she comes up to me, and all I can say is, great concert! And I heard how it sounded. I said, oh God, you cannot be the babbling idiot looking this fabulous. Pull it together. So I said, Miss LaBelle, you sounded amazing tonight. I said, you were in good voice too. She goes, really, baby? Thank you, because you know it sometimes don't work that way. I said, and you look amazing, and you raised the vibrations of the entire Superdome. I said, thank you for being you. And she gave me a hug, y'all. She gave me a hug. And I got the proof. But most importantly, I got the photo of me talking to her. And then the crew needed to take photos, so I said, I'm gonna hop in and get a photo after the last crew member takes a photo, the drivers. So I said, Miss LaBelle, can I have a photo? She goes, absolutely. I handed him my camera, and we took 2 photos, 3. I could only reveal 1 because the person who took the picture didn't catch my best angle, okay? But then she took photos with everybody else in our group. And then she took photos then. And so we went in right behind her because we were going to the bar. And as soon as we walk in, because the bar was right in the front door, Vincent Herbert, you know, Tamar Braxton's ex-husband, he was at the bar and he got up to greet Patty. And lo and behold, the bar was only open because of Vincent and Patty. So we had to leave and go to the casino and get a drink. And that, my dear, was my Saturday night. Side note, I didn't go to bed till 3:30 a.m. and woke up at 6 because I had a 7 a.m. call time. Y'all see how much sleep I'm getting? But your beauty best friend still look good. So I had a private client to do that morning, which I did. And once I got done with her, I got an emergency call to do another client because that client's first makeup artist had COVID. Then the second one that they booked was a no-call, no-show, the gag of it all. And I ended up getting a chance to do Moses Ingram makeup. Do y'all see how gorgeous this beautiful black queen is? Amazing. And she was super sweet. So then after that, I get to the convention center to do glam for the rest of the day. Child, I am running on fumes. And then I end up having to do a Disney exec that afternoon and then do her again later that evening at 8 p.m. And I realized at that point, I wanted to see the Isley Brothers. I wanted to see Mr. Biggs. I wanted to see New Edition and Bobby Brown wheeze himself through these songs, but I did not have the mental capacity or bandwidth to attend the concert. So I decided to do Bourbon Street instead. I have friends that were in town that I had not seen while I was there because I had been working. So I decided to go to Bourbon Street, honey, and your beauty best friend had a great time on Bourbon Street. So much so that I was out to the wee hours of the morning, child. Just had to wake up on Monday to pack and head to the airport. But it would not have been a full circle experience at New Orleans if I did not end it with Cafe Du Monde. So I got me some Cafe Du Monde, I got me some beignets from Cafe Du Monde, got this mug, honey, and a small cup of coffee and caught my flight back to Miami. And that, Beauty Besties, is my recap of Essence Festival 2022. Woo! It was a good time had by all, and if you've never done Essence, I recommend it at least once because it was truly an experience, and I am so grateful for that experience. I'm so grateful for the people that I met. I'm so grateful for the people I worked alongside of, and I hope if you have not seen any of these videos and clips, go on down to the YouTube after my video, of course, and check out some of these amazing performers from Essence Fest. They were really, really good. And on that note, guys, I gotta go. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave me a comment. Most importantly, check the notifications and make sure they're turned on so you don't miss out on all this good old melanated magic. Who loves you? I do. See you next time. Bye, guys.